Switch this shit over. What's good, y'all? Alright. We're gonna get straight into this. I'm gonna turn down my countdown timer. Doing 10 minutes is crazy work now. I gotta be able to get all this shit done in 5 minutes. Hold up, I'm thinking about it. Let me go ahead and get these people up, these fools, or at least switch my call to the computer. And then there you go. We're gonna go here. No. Oh man, that looks terrible. Never mind. We're not gonna do that. Yeah. Some days it just chooses to work, and then some days it just don't. I don't get it. I don't know why it does that. But all right, we're gonna get into this. So we're gonna be playing some Arc Raiders tonight. Since there's this new update, we're gonna give it a try, see what it's hitting for. We got 14 minutes and 30 seconds until we can actually play the event. So we're gonna run a quick one, try to see if we can get some loot. This ain't my first time playing Arc Raiders either. I'm just playing on my Xbox, and I have yet to merge my accounts over, so that way that everything on my PlayStation is shown on my Xbox. So right now, it looks like I just started playing this shit, but I've been playing this game for I feel like a solid 2 months. But welcome in. We got some new followers on our Kick stream, so hopefully we can get some more followers on our Twitch and YouTube. So if you're watching, go ahead, share this video out so we can get more people coming in, start some conversations, man, find some stuff to talk about. Alright, so I'm going to assume we're going to go into a friendly lobby, so for right now I'm going to bring this ventilator with me. Medium. That's fine, I'm going to grab some extra medium. Shoot, I need to sell some of this stuff. Actually, I might do that right now. So we can buy some shields. No, that's fine. Yeah, man, because we can't go on with those at all. Oh, we got a new project. Alright. The weather monitor system. For completing this, you get a new backpack gem and they give you 250 Raider tokens. Okay, that's easy money. Well, the first page is. I don't know what the other 4 pages are going to be like, but first page is pretty easy. That's like normal stuff you see throughout any map. Oh, they got beards in here too. What the hell? Got an extra skill I can equip. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and start increasing our stamina.
Come on in, Raider. I've got the good stuff ready.
Damages.
Basic, reliable, vital.
5 shield rechargers and like 15 adrenaline shots. The good stuff. Actually, we're just gonna bring in our ventilator. Because I ain't trying to use all my medium bullets. I ain't trying to use all my medium ammo. Alright. We're gonna see what this first round is hitting for. Hold on, it might work now. Let me, I don't know, I ain't gonna mess with it yet. I ain't gonna fix it. That's better. Now I'm actually in the corner of my screen versus a little bit up top. Let's see where we at right
now. We've got word of a patrolling queen nearby. That means a harvester is there. Be careful and make sure you're well equipped and brought back up if you do try to take it on.
Let's go to that location.
We'll try to get to the control access area. long time. I was going to die to that thing. Woo. That's not my heartbeat right now. Oh my God.
Men over 60 should not be running, lifting, or punching. There's a smarter way.
They've stacked the federal judiciary. They've gotten people to become justices on the Supreme Court to fit that Federalist Society model. And you have so many of them now standing alongside a president who's saying that these justices are corrupt.
Finding with Joy. Roberts, Justice Roberts, perceived as a conservative. Very much. Taxation is the realm of the Congress, a co-equal branch of the government. It is illegal for the president to have done what he did. And so it will be interesting to see if there's any kind of exchange there. In that minority is the man, there's Justice Kavanaugh, someone that President Trump said he was very proud of, having appointed him to the court, and Kavanaugh
So just four justices. Kavanaugh, Kagan, Amy Coney Barrett, and the Chief Justice.
Amy Coney Barrett, another Trump appointee, but she also said the president's tariffs were illegal.
Well, there's three. So we're keeping track at home. It's going to be an interesting journey as the president arrives, makes it through that first aisle, shakes hands on the way up to the dais. What the interaction is like with those justices. Imagine be enthusiastic with Justice Kavanaugh.
And perhaps that's it, Tony, because the president has said that, you know, if for those who voted against his tariffs, they are barely invited tonight. That's what he said. So.
You mentioned, Tony, the words the president used. He called those justices unpatriotic.
Lapdogs, fools. He went very far. We have to leave it right here for a moment. We're going to fit in a break. Stick with us. President Trump's State of the Union address just moments away. CBS News coverage continues here on CBS News 24/7 and the CBS television network.
When a young woman nearly dies from poisoning,
It just progressively got worse, and someone said it's lead poisoning.
investigators focus on the two people he trusted the most.
I was at that time a suspect. Everybody had to be a suspect.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah,
Did you
there's
try
just
to
nothing
poison
in
your
these lockers. Everything's
Now
been
streaming on CBS and
kind of
Paramount
at the
Plus.
end of this game.
60
They're just gonna grab what we can grab and get out of here.
Perilous trek to Everest.
We're so close.
Ooh, we got a blueprint.
My name is Dale.
CBS Mornings.
CBS.
Yes, CBS.
CBS Mornings on CBS, and where else? Paramount. I think it's 7.
CBS. CBS Mornings.
One of Mars.
That doesn't leave right down.
The next Christmas classic plus a tasty French holiday treat. And Kate Hudson and Hugh Jackman make beautiful music. 'Tis the season. Sunday morning.
I'm Major Garrett in Washington, inviting you to the takeout. Politics, policy, and culture served up weeknights. What's on the menu?
Same way.
Things happening with curiosity.
I guess it's key you gotta
We do
get.
not take up the series. Who was a better speaker, Mike Johnson? Join me on the takeout. Streaming right here on CBS News 24/7.
We both had talked about going on Survivor together.
And believes his sister was murdered. I'm sorry. but I couldn't protect you.
And is determined to be her voice. To her MVP, to everyone saying, don't let this happen to you.
40 hours.
Paramount Plus.
Go to the ends of the earth. Reach for the stars.
Sorry, I like it. There's more.
Experience thought-provoking, innovative, magical,
Definitely don't want to be racing to get out of here.
Got you do your research. I tell a good story. Because there's always something new under the sun on CBS Sunday morning.
Can you believe this case could be solved?
Yes, I do.
Do you think it was accidental? I guess that's the million-dollar question.
It's not a violent crash.
No.
Whoa.
There's our connection.
No way, no.
Things look like an accident or something else. Something entirely different.
I never would have guessed how this ended.
48 Hours, now streaming on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Sunday morning, the vaccine that conquered polio, plus Seymour Hersh, a reporter's reporter, and Oscar-nominated actor Rose Byrne. Listen for the trumpet.
I'm not even finna attempt to crawl that shit.
This is a CBS News special report. President Trump's State of the Union address and the Democratic response. Here now from Washington, D.C., Tony DeCopel.
So good to be with you on a very big night for Washington, a very big night for the country. This is the first official State of the Union address of President Donald J. Trump's second term. It's a night when our entire government, give or take, and we'll talk about the take part in just a moment, is going to be gathered in the House chambers a couple miles from where we are sitting tonight. And with so much of the nation's business at a crossroads this evening, all the issues that matter most to you, from the economy to immigration to foreign policy, we at this table are going to be talking about that tonight, and we expect the president will be talking about it as well. There is typically no bigger
Supposedly,
this is where the certainly no bigger audience on any given night, no greater setting as well. No better chance overall to take the country's undivided attention and to try to shape it.
But you know
the timing matters a great deal tonight as well, ahead of a major midterm election in the fall, with yet another massive buildup of U.S. military power in the Middle East, and just days after the first significant setback for this White House at the Supreme Court. With the chamber full of a who's who there in Washington, we're also watching for who will not be there. More than 50 congressional Democrats at last count, a record number, have chosen to skip the speech tonight and instead join an alternative event, one or another, all around town. So, for what to watch tonight, for what to listen for tonight, we've got you covered. On all that and more, our entire team is here in Washington with me, and it is an all-star team indeed. Margaret, it's great to have you in particular. You know, you cover this city in a big way every single Sunday. This is a really big weeknight, probably the biggest there is when it comes to politics in the city. What are you expecting tonight? Is 2 hours really in the realm of possibility? How ready can people be?
Get your popcorn and get ready here. We do expect President Trump, who loves that call and response and that dynamic, to really relish this moment, and it may go on for a while. I think that's a safe bet. But Tony, in terms of what to expect, we know from our CBS polling that 61% of Americans disapprove of how this president is handling the economy. Tonight, he's going to try to convince them that what they're feeling isn't reality, that they should instead be looking at that stock market boom, that we are instead going to be looking at an inflation rate that he will be correctly able to say has ticked down since he has taken office, but they aren't seeing their wages keep up with what they're spending. We saw the chairman of the Joint Chiefs just a few moments ago on your screen, along with other heads of the military, We may not get clarity on what he is doing with that military buildup in the Middle East, but we know that Thursday he's sending his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and Steve Witkoff to negotiate with Iran to try to get a diplomatic deal. Much time on foreign policy. He's probably going to focus more on domestic. But today, of all days, it is the mark of 4 years of the largest land war in Europe since World War II. And that has frustrated the president. He hasn't been able to get Vladimir Putin to agree to the peace that he promised would come quickly.
Yeah, just to clue in our viewers here, direct their attention to the screen. You see, of course, there the First Lady. Just before we came on the air, we had the Joint Chiefs come in, a lot of brass there. We saw the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court and 3 Associate Justices in attendance tonight. The entire cabinet is there as well, and the entire Trump family, including Barron Trump there on the right-hand side of your screen. There's a lot of activity in the hall as we await the president's arrival. And Major, you've seen a lot of these. How's tonight going to be different?
So just a quick word on the sequencing. You don't give a State of the Union until you've been president a year. The president addressed a joint session last year, but it was an economic address articulating his vision as a newly elected president. Let's go back a year, Tony. At that period of time in March of 2025, the president looked as if he wasn't hitting the ground running. He was hitting the ground with a bulldozer, going against the federal bureaucracy, the regulatory state, executive orders outnumbering all of his predecessors in that short period of time, pressuring law firms, pressuring private companies, pressuring universities, all of them bowing or at some level agreeing to pressure tactics from this administration. 1 year in, now there are some signs of restraint institutionally and some signs of apprehension or mixed reviews from the American public writ large. How does the president convey that he still has that momentum and turn around some of this rough political terrain that Margaret and I'm sure others around this table will indicate tonight?
You know, Bob, with this president, one of the things that's interesting is there can be all the signs in the world, but is he seeing them? Is he taking them in? You spoke to him earlier today. What was his state of mind?
When I was on Capitol Hill this week, Tony, so many House Republicans, Senate Republicans, they're nervous about the midterm elections. But when I called up President Trump, he was anything but. On the economy, he said, I've brought down prices. He made claims about affordability. He said he's taken down those economic issues. On immigration, he said he closed the border. He's done a great job. The most interesting thing he said to me was on Iran. He said, quote, we'll find out. He remains coy, as Margaret said, about what he's going to do with the situation that keeps unfolding in the Middle East. And there is a raging debate inside the Republican Party about what he should do. Should he intervene and have a military strike to try to take out any kind of development of Iran's nuclear program, or should he hold back? And people like Steve Bannon are telling me today his base is holding with him at the moment as he navigates this very difficult terrain.
It is very difficult, and I'm so glad you brought up Iran. It's going to be interesting to listen for whether Iran is a big part of this speech, because we've got what the president likes to refer to as an armada, maybe the biggest military gathering in the Middle East since 2003. We have the Sergeant at Arms there, William McFarland.
I see it goes.
Making a timely entrance tonight, an 8-minute trip from the White House. It's nice when people are blocking and clearing traffic for you. But now a lot of traffic in his way because everybody at this particular moment wants to lean in from the aisle, shake a hand, have a little moment on camera, and share a word with the president on his big night. Major, you've seen a lot of this. The people sometimes line up for hours for this position. Is it still, I mean, you can tell something about a president, how it's going based on how thick they're lined up there among the aisles, can you not?
Yes and no. Clearly, the president loves to have those who are there only adoring him. Most of those are from the MAGA universe on both sides of the aisle. They will take some of the Democratic seats. But it has, over time, become a slightly less valuable picture, a less valuable handshake, because everyone's in on it now. Everyone knows that this is a moment, and moments that are manufactured have lost some of their viability in our memosphere and relentlessly internet devoured and criticized and dissected popular political culture.
Yeah, Bobby, you were saying.
These are the House Republicans who love President Trump. What we're all watching is what's going to happen in about a minute. It comes across the Supreme Court justices swoop tariffs.
Well, you think about the energy that the president had toward those justices as recently as Friday. Lapdogs, he called them fools. He called them, accused them of being under the thumb, or at least
and disloyal to the Constitution.
Disloyal to the Constitution. It was a remarkable performance, and yeah, we will be watching closely. Someone else who's watching closely is our Ed O'Keefe. We do not have a camera on him, but he is inside the chamber, and he can tell us what the atmosphere is like. Ed?
Well, Tony, the president's already been confronted with a sign that was held up by Texas Democrat Al Green, who you might right. Said black people aren't the sign to Texas Democrat Al Green. Sorry. Not many states on the Democratic side of the chamber where they are not applauding his arrival, perhaps with surprise. They're saying that the Joint Chiefs, of course, if they are locked in conversations with him about potential military action in Iran, he shakes their hand at Pennsylvania Democratic Senator, who, as Bob said earlier, is hoping everyone keeps it clean tonight in the chamber, but we've already seen one example.
President making some pretty good time up to the days.
Some frame there that they want you to see was that George Washington gavel. It doesn't look like it'll be used, but it's on displays. We talk about the president really trying to celebrate the 250th anniversary of our country, and nod back to General George Washington, who played such a role there in founding our country. And he's going to, throughout this evening, we know, try to weave in references to many things throughout the past 250 years, including honoring some of our military veterans.
Lucia Jack's here with us as well. Lucia, you were looking at some of the excerpts that were released from the speech, and the 1776 theme was a big part of that. Let's listen in for a moment here and see if we can hear what the president's saying. Lucia, as a few more hands to shake, and of course, the ceremonial copies of the speech will be handed back to Speaker Johnson and to Vice President Vance. But you've taken a look at some of those excerpts. What stood out to you?
Well, he is going to talk about American history, Tony, but what stood out was how much he will focus on defending his policies, especially as it relates to the affordability issue. We know that he is going to talk about the things that his administration has done that he believes has made life easier for Americans in terms of paying bills and getting those ends met. And he was incredibly frustrated.
Oh, it's that.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This thing kicked off in a timely fashion. Donald J. Trump, his first State of the Union address of his second term.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States. Second Lady of the United States.
All corrupt. All corrupt.
Members of
Disgusting.
my fellow Americans. Our nation is back. Bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
Bullshit, nigga. Bullshit, nigga. First thing he does is come up here and lie. What?
Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of
For who? For who? You know what I'm talking about regular people.
When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages. And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today, our border is secure. Thank you. Today, our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps like never before. After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, zero illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States. But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country. The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year. And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline. Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that. 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts with the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. The hottest.
The hottest country. Oh my God. Sounds like a fucking idiot.
As thousands of new businesses are forming and factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we've added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger, and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil. American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill.
How about you keep your promise of prosecuting people from Epstein files, finding out who they were?
Americans are working today to get a history of our country. Think about that.